WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast, part of the Hockey Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom, it's Tanner, it's Noli. What is going on, guys?
Nothing much, man. Hockey is done.
Over. Finito.
The draft is on its way.
Yes. The best part of the year is coming.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Not one, two. But yeah, so season officially came to an end. That's why we held off recording yesterday, because we all knew this was going to happen. And
we didn't know it was going to happen, but it was definitely like a very possible thing.
I think it was probably 99% sure that Vegas was going to wrap this up in Game 5.
Yeah.
And then turn into 100 the second Tkachuk was announced out.
Yeah. And you could tell by the way the betting odds were, because the day before, like, it was like minus 120 for Vegas to win or whatever. And then day of, it was like minus 180. So everybody was betting Vegas to win it.
Well, I'm just glad I just hammered the fuck out of the over for that game. Maple. But we will get to that in a second. We do have a little bit of Hawks talk going on here. I guess before we get into like the main thing, we really didn't do like an end of the season like takeaway and all that kind of stuff. But before we get into that, there are some little pieces of news that came through between the last time we recorded and today. One of the big one is we're kind of wondering who was going to get re-signed, come back to the team of the free agents, and we got our answer with Andreas Athanasiou signing a 2-year, $8.5 million contract with an average hit of 4.25 per year. I don't hate it.
One of the most difficult names, and you nailed it.
I was going to say, all the practicing before we start recording, guys.
I nail it every time. For some, I don't understand why I can say like these really hard names, but basic ones.
What was it the other day that you couldn't say? We were like, oh, you were trying to say Mike Richter, but you were saying Ritter.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, all our prayers were answered with the one free agent that we brought back, so we're good.
Yeah,
that's all we need, baby.
I still think that's a low risk, decent reward type of contract for him. I mean, he did really well towards the back end. I think he led the team in points after the trade deadline.
He hit the 20-goal mark. He played really well, like with no one on the team to play with him.
Yeah, he really did. His hands are nasty. He's got foot speed. Like he's a good player, but like he's gonna be perfect for this year and next year. Like just the 2 years. Like I think it's a perfect signing. Like it's not too much money either. Like it's just a perfect fit right now.
I love the comments about it being like, wow, what an overpay. It's like, yeah, bud, we have to spend like $20 million to get to the cap floor, and we're not looking to like really get that much better.
Well, like I was gonna say too,
saving all that for 3 years when Bedard needs his extension.
You think it's an overpay, but it's like you realize that this is probably setting the tone for the type of contracts that we're going to be signing this offseason. It's going to be in the 1-2 year range, probably between 3 and 5 million, per, depending on the player, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if
you want to bring in guys to a shit team where you're not expecting to do well, and you're only going to sign them to 1, 2, or 3 years, you're going to have to overpay them. And that's completely fine, because they have to hit the cap floor. Like, that's completely fine. Like, if by now you don't understand that Davidson knows what he's doing, then just stop talking, please.
Yes.
Right. It's almost like a little reward as an overpay as well, because he's like, I thank you for sticking with this team. Like you know that this isn't the best situation to like be put into to like win a cup or anything, but he enjoys playing in Chicago. I'm sure it's what it seems like is that he enjoys playing for Richardson. Like, yeah, man, like thanks for sticking with it. Here's a little payday for you. And then, I mean, and honestly, come year 2 when playoffs and trade deadline comes around, if he's still like producing and playing better, he might be on a team like that's playoff bound.
And honestly, like he goes anywhere else where he goes to like a playoff team. Most of those playoff teams have to be below the cap, so he's probably getting a 1-year deal, like not that much money, and he's not gonna be playing a ton. So like he's gonna be playing a shit ton here, and this is probably the most money he's gonna make this year out of anywhere he could have gone.
They set up pretty well.
Yeah, it just works both ways, I think.
And it's a good retainable salary. You're looking at just over $2 million if the Hawks retain salary to move him. All this, it's a great move. And I love the fact that Domi put in his Instagram story the congratulations, the picture of him and Athanasiou on the ice, and I'm just like, come home, come back, like let's go.
Come home. He's been like 7 different homes.
Yeah, he also was only here for like 6 months.
Don't care. 6 months is a home.
Yeah, it was probably the shortest stint he had out of any team he played for besides Dallas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
In Carolina, like those are both Carolina, like the same kind of like maneuvers. I would still, I mean, getting Domi back would be fantastic. And also, if they signed identical contracts last year with 1 million or 1 year, $3 million. Like, just do it again, just 2 years, and then what was it, 825?
Yeah.
Honestly, if you give him that 3rd year, wouldn't be upset about it.
I was gonna say, would you guys be against giving Domi a little bit more term?
No, not really, because I don't think that hurts the team in the long run. He's definitely a guy that like really showed that he could be the heart of this team that like doesn't have like a face of it, which I mean will completely change come 2 weeks from now. But
and I mean, supposedly 2 years the cap's gonna like take a big jump. So I mean, hopefully those contracts are look way less than they even do right now.
Oh, exactly. That's one of the good things about these contracts that have been coming out that might seem like an overpay now, but it's only going to seem like that because the cap hasn't gone up in the last like 3 years. So all the teams that signed or guys to bigger contracts in like 2019, 2018, like are not looking too good right now because the cap didn't go up for them. But like
they got fucked.
Yeah, they got real fucked.
They got fucked.
I'm just curious too, like in general across the NHL, not just Hawks, on these free agents, like what type of deals are they going to be like? Let's take a bridge deal here, or are they just going to try to make their money and take care of it? Like it's going to be a very interesting offseason, I think, across the board come free agency.
It's funny, like hearing like rumors about like certain guys that like either are going to be free agents July 1 or like July 1 next year. Like Matthews, they're talking about like a 3-4 year, like another bridge deal, but like 15 million or something crazy, like just stupid money. But then they're talking like DeBrincat wants term. Like it's just funny, like where these guys are at, like because Matthews knows like he's gonna make even more money the more the cap goes up, like the more he's gonna make. Where DeBrincat, it's like lock me in for as long as you can, and I can make as much money as I can in that period. I
feel like just like I don't want to worry about this for like 2-3 years down the line. Like just let's get an 8-year deal in and be good.
Right, and like I said, Matthews is like he's just gonna keep progressing. Where DeBrincat kind of had a fall off this year. Not saying he's not like he didn't have a decline, I would say, but like just new place, like new faces, like he just definitely fell off a little.
You know what you're getting out of Austin Matthews. DeBrincat, it's okay. Well, is it giving me the 40 goal DeBrincat?
You know what you can get out of him, but you're hoping he gets there. Yeah.
So it's like
he needs the playmaker on the team to be on the same line as him, and then. Like, it's not saying that he can't do it on his own, but he definitely thrives with somebody's feeding him and like can feed him anywhere he's at, like have that connection.
But yeah, so it's gonna be funny.
Kaner to Ottawa. Patrick Kane to Ottawa. What?
That's what I heard. Kane, Ottawa. What? They got new owners. But no, it's gonna be funny. Like the guys who are like gonna make a shit ton of money are probably gonna be signing like 3-4 year deals, and the guys like that just want to make money are going to sign like 8 as far out as they can.
Guys that want to be like, you know what, in 4 years when people are like, why the fuck did we sign that contract, those are the kind of guys I'm very interested to see. Like
we could be those guys.
The buyout candidate, the future buyout candidates.
Oh god.
But
hopefully the Hawks aren't going to be in a position that we can trade for those contracts at that point. But
no. Well,
I don't think, man.
I think we already have one of those on our team, but whatever.
Dude, the Hawks are set up like all of this could not have happened in a better time for Chicago, because it's like you have 3 years before the cap really goes up. You get a generational talent coming in. So you have 3 years to plan around and plan what his next contract's going to be and set this team up for that. It's like, I don't know has there been a better like rebuild situation in the NHL? Am I just being biased because it's the Blackhawks or what? Because I'm like, everything just seems so too good to be true with this situation for Chicago.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is COVID really worked out well for the Blackhawks. That's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, pretty much. Like when you're structuring like Bedard's next deal, like you're gonna clearly look at the ones that were signed around like Matthews and McDavid. And if he hasn't produced like them, you have the argument of being like, well, maybe you're only going to be doing like 11 million for like 8 years. And it's like the cap's going to be going up and then we're going to have so much space still. And like that 11 million doesn't hurt as much as like McDavid's 12.5 when the cap's only like 82 million.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure he's going to fucking succeed like crazy. It's just going to be like, here's $22 million.
You write what you want and we'll give it.
We're just gonna write.
Max? Isn't there like a percentage that like max?
Yeah. I think the max right now is like 15.
15. Yeah.
It'll probably be close to like 17.
Oh, like 15 million.
Yeah.
What's that percentage? I wonder. I can't even think.
It's not like 20. It's not like a 20% of the overall salary, is it? Or is that too high?
25% possibly.
I guess I'm too low.
Well, I don't know the exact like
too low
limit.
I thought I was stretching with 20%. You come out with 25. Fuck.
Well, 20%. If shit, man.
Well, it's what 82 and 15 would be the max, so you just do 15 divided by 82, right?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that in my head. I was just trying to figure out other shit.
I don't know why that didn't work.
We can't use calculators. We can't do anything.
It's like 18%.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so 20, give or take. But
2017 was the last year that was good.
I have a Connor Bedard question.
Yeah, what's up?
But should we save it for the draft preview?
No. Because the draft preview is gonna basically be like I kind of want to talk more about like everything after Bedard. Like obviously he's one.
Are you guys worried at all that he's getting overhyped?
0% worried.
Are you concerned at all that could be a factor on him?
No.
I'm just curious.
The kid's ice cold.
Yeah.
He performs even better on the bigger stages. Dude, like World Juniors. Are you kidding me?
That golden goal that he scored for the World Juniors, just fucking disgusting. That was the golden goal, right? Or was that to send them to the championship?
That was to send them to the championship.
Okay, yeah. But like that's the perfect scenario. The guy, it wasn't even like a garbage goal. He walked 2 people and just gave himself an empty net and just
the goalie was also playing phenomenally that game too.
The whole game.
Nothing was beating him.
No, and we should have all known he was coming to Chicago when he threw in the heartbreaker. Like it was just signed, sealed, delivered right there that he was coming here. Like
just punched his ticket.
That was the Eichel, I'm coming for you, Buffalo. Right there.
Absolutely. I hope it goes way better than Eichel and Buffalo. These Vegas do not trade for Bedard ever. No, yeah, like Tanner said, like this kid's just the biggest stage is he just rises up. Like when he went to Regina, the Pats, that team wasn't anything, and like they were worried that he was gonna leave because he was so good and they were so bad, and he stuck out the process and brought that team to the playoffs this year and like almost willed them to the Memorial Cup. Like,
what was it in 22 Jump Street? It was like, do not let him know he's good. He will leave the shitty program.
Exactly.
He did. So this also just came to me as you're talking about him. So the NHL scouting combine was this last weekend. So height, he came in at 5'9" and a quarter,
3/4,
3/4 in height, 185 pounds. Yeah, 185 pounds, but this kid fucking is jacked already before putting on his NHL weight. Holy shit.
Dude. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you want to compare him to like all the other people that are probably around 5'9", 5'10", those guys are only probably about 150, like 160.
I was gonna say like 160, yeah,
max 160, yeah. So he's got mass. Plus
that's
for the strength, like the pull-ups, I think he like finished. He had second.
He had 14 tied for second. Yeah, in pull-ups.
So I was honestly like seeing him, like seeing how like big he was, like muscular wise, was like kind of shocking this weekend to see him like that. Like, I mean, we should have all figured that he was actually big size, but like most of those guys you hear like, oh yeah, they're gonna have to put on some muscle, like they got the skill, but you're gonna have to put on muscle. This kid doesn't have to fucking put on any muscle.
No.
Like,
but he's going to
like, yeah.
That's the thing. Like every player that gets like joins the league and like has to build on muscle or like get a little bit bigger, or, like they're smaller. Once they get to the NHL, they get the better, treatment within the organizations. Yeah, better nutrition, all that shit. And like
the kid's never had fast food in his life. His mom said.
How could you even get better? Like this kid, I'm telling you, he's a fucking robot. Like everything he does, he's a fucking robot, and I love it.
I just want to go back to the playing his best on the biggest stage. I just want to mention that in the playoffs, this past playoffs, 20 points in 7 games, 10 goals, 10 assists.
That was the first round too, right?
That was the only round.
Yeah, like first round that they lost in 7. Yeah.
Yeah, he put up 20 points in 7 games in the playoffs.
Also, Johnny Gaudreau is 5'9", 165. So yeah, we nailed that. And he's been in the league how long?
Well, see, that was the other thing.
I don't, 2013 was that when he was drafted?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
The other thing with that too is everybody was like, "Oh, with his size, he's so," because nobody. This is before the combine. People were like, "He's small. Maybe the Hawks are going to move him to winger. Is he going to be able to be a center in this league?"
That doesn't even matter though. He's going to be like phenomenal. His commitment to the game, I guarantee, if he doesn't play well at center, just like because it'll be face-offs. Is that what's going to be the deal? Like
face-off.
He will.
Corner battles.
He will probably take the entire like off season just doing nothing but face-offs.
He'd be like Crosby and McDavid when they're like, I think I want to score more goals, and they go out and win the Rocket. Like he's going to be like the best centerman in the league the next year if he has a rough go on face-offs.
And fucking what is it? There's a lot of like just a little bit more of a draft preview, but there's talk about like what we're going to do at 19. And some people are saying that they might go with Gabe Perreault, who son of Yannick Perreault, the old face-off king. Yeah. And I mean, if that kid comes in, Yannick just comes on down, like starts showing Bedard how it's done.
Yannick already works with the Hawks.
Does he still work with the Hawks?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if he still was because everywhere it said it didn't mention that he still worked with the Hawks anywhere I was seeing anything about his son.
So he coaches the Chicago Mission.
Okay.
He comes into my work occasionally to pick up stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he's not technically a coach for the Blackhawks, but he still goes in and like when they're at fifth, third, and stuff like that.
He's like a consultant. Like,
kind of, yeah. Like he'll go in there when he's at the rink and the players are at the rink. Exactly. Yeah, that's 100% what it's like. So it's like he'll still be around him. So it's like let's bring Johnny Tazen back. I mean, in a coaching role or something if he decides to hang it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would be great. But didn't we mention that he would also be a good like front office guy?
Mm-hmm.
So, but front office, come down, do the face-off, say.
He's gonna want to hop on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding?
But just a couple other quick things from the combine. He also maxed out the VO2 bike test that tests his stamina. Maxed that out.
That thing just seems like the most brutal. Like, I was watching videos and like guys are talking about like how you like some guys just throw up in that thing and like just keep going because like you can't take the mask off, and I'm like, that just looks like the fucking worst time of your life.
Bedard is just a ride in the park.
Yeah.
93-inch horizontal jump, because there's nothing to do with
horizontal. Oh my god. Yeah. I was thinking in the air. I was like, holy shit. That's not possible.
Man, he's got abs. Why isn't he in the NBA?
Oh man.
Web.
So the kid is gonna be fucking great. And he also had a quote during the combine. It would be awesome about being drafted with the Hawks. It'd be awesome. I mean, the history of that organization, the city where the sports would be unbelievable. We'll see what happens, but to select me to be a huge honor.
That's another part where like you were talking about, like, is the hype gonna get to him? I like the way he talks, like he still just talks like it'd be so cool if I went number 1 overall. Like you're going number 1 overall. Like you could tell him like nothing's getting to him. He's just enjoying the moment.
He's like, I really hope I get drafted. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get drafted first, bud. Like, what the fuck?
It was always my dream to get drafted in the NHL. Well,
anything can happen.
1 overall. Like, that's cool.
As long as I get drafted, like, I'll be happy. Like, as long as I get going like 7th round, dude.
Yeah. As long as I get a shift in the NHL, I hope I don't get past this year.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
I hope his meeting with the Hawks at the combine, it was more of a like, all right, well, here's the neighborhoods you want to look at for a house.
What number do you want officially?
What number? All this kind of stuff. Like, I hope it was like a in and out conversation kind of thing.
Davidson's just like, can I have your signature?
I want to be the first one in Chicago.
Yeah, right. Just a contract that he's actually having him sign like right then. Want to just sign this now or
see, the NFL used to allow that. Like, they used to be able to sign the first overall pick the day before the draft. So that would be cool. Like, if you sign it and so boom, here's your number 1 jersey, and then they drop the 98 or 16 or whatever he's going with. I hope it's 98. I can't do 16. I can't do 20 years of 16.
What if he just does like 69?
Dude. Somebody of his potential caliber rocking 69 would be the greatest thing of all time. Can you imagine just if he retires and like everything's projected exactly how we're thinking it's going to, and we just get number 69 in the rafters one day.
Blackhawks all-time franchise leader in points, number 69.
It's hilarious. Oh shit! How do we get there?
Yeah.
Athanasiou re-signed.
Yeah, he signed for 2 years.
Other quick little housekeeping things here. Darren Pang.
That's not a quick housekeeping thing. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, Panger.
Darren Pang is going to be joining the Chicago Blackhawk broadcast team. Kobe Cohen is going to be leaving the broadcast team.
Just as exciting.
And for 2 seconds, I got Kobe Cohen and Chris Vosters mixed up. And I got really excited, and then I was like, "Oh wait, no!" But
I'm happy with this.
Darren Pang.
Hey, this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Holy jumping! Are you
holy
right?
Jumping?
It's fucking excited.
You guys talking about this isn't quick housekeeping, and then you guys literally say like 2 things.
I didn't
want to just pass it over like that. I'm very excited, and like Cohen makes me very happy because I couldn't stand him. But I don't know if there's anybody in, honestly, definitely the NHL, but like in like sports broadcasting that is a happier person than Darren Pang is at all times. He's never not happy, and his giggles are just the funniest things in the world. And I can't wait for a full season of it.
It's gonna be great.
I love. Like, have you ever met him?
No.
I met him when I was a mite, and I towered over
him. I was gonna say
towered over him. I looked down at him when I met him. He is so tiny. My favorite picture is, did we send in the group chat of him wearing Vasilevsky's goalie equipment?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is so funny. It's like up to his chest, the leg pads. It is amazing.
I love that. I think it was last season or like the season before in EA and NHL, they put Darren Pang in it, and like you could have him in like the Hockey Ultimate Team. And I remember playing against a team with him, and it was just like you could just shoot top shelf from anywhere, and it would go in because he's so tiny in the game. And it was just it was the funniest thing, and I was just like, "Oh my god, they did him so dirty!" And he was only like a 78 overall. It's just like, what the hell is the point? But so fucking good, so funny.
You know,
over his head and still go bar down.
Yeah, basically.
Trivia question: do you know how tall he is?
He's like 5'4", isn't he?
What if he was 5'9", same as Bedard?
Is he 5'6"?
He's 5'5".
Right between.
Yes.
I had a feeling.
The second shortest goalie to play in the NHL behind only the one and only Roy Shrimp Waters.
What was that guy?
Classic Roy Shrimp.
What, 1927?
Let's see.
Played for the old the Montreal Maroons.
Well, yeah, he played for the New York Americans.
Okay,
close.
It's fucking good. Yeah.
He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Montreal Canadiens, and the New York Americans.
Good stuff.
That's a baseball team.
He was 5'3".
Jesus.
That's
what
amazing.
is? How does
Well, it was a lot easier then. They didn't lift the puck at all.
He had 66 career shutouts.
Yeah, dude. They didn't lift the puck, and he didn't have to go down.
Yeah, he's closest to the ice.
Yeah.
66 career shutouts?
Yep.
What?
He was the 1929 Hart Memorial Trophy winner.
What the fuck is that?
Poked out of his mind. Boring.
I was just shooting the 1927, but yeah, it is 1920, like fucking 1929 Hart Memorial winner. Oh
1931 Vezina Trophy winner.
Holy crap!
He's the first NHL goalie to record back-to-back shutouts, and he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1969.
Jesus, what was his name again? Shrimp.
Roy Waters, nicknamed Shrimp.
Roy Waters. That's crazy. Hey, hockey history.
There you go. It's a hockey lesson today.
Man, I feel like if I played hockey in 1929, I would have 1,000 shutouts.
You'd be like, you go into Butterfly and everybody would be like in
Tropic.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, semi-pro.
You can't go flying through the air like that.
Yeah, semi-pro on the Flint Tropics.
I'm not quite sure what just happened.
Foul. No, 2 fouls. Oh shit. But also leaving the Hawks broadcast booth is Patrick Sharp, who is going to the Philadelphia Flyers, where he is going to be special advisor to hockey operations.
That's awesome.
It's good for him, man.
Yeah, moving up. I mean, I thought he was doing a good job, like on the broadcast team. Like he came a long way from when he first started, but
I'm sure they offered him a lot of money. So
well, they said that they were supposedly talking to him about coming back next year, and then he got this offer, and then there was also rumors that he was going to take Keith Jones' spot on TNT.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'd go too.
Yeah, I mean, especially going to management, let's go. I mean, especially with the Flyers. I mean, the first comment I saw on that was, is there any former Flyer in broadcast that needs a job in hockey front office? Like that's all I feel like that's all they do. Yeah. But
yeah, they got Danny Briere, GM, so
yeah.
Except Ron Hextall, they sent him to Pittsburgh.
Isn't he? And he's out.
Yeah, he's
out now too, yeah.
He's messed up too much shit in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got any like small things, news tidbits?
For Hawks?
The people that are saying that Panger is like going to the rival or whatever, like he was a Hawk. He was originally a Hawk, and he already went to the rival. He's coming home. Talking about he's coming home.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just wanted to say that.
Idiots. No, you're right. Cool. All right, so we didn't really
he didn't even play anywhere else besides Chicago.
No, yeah, he was just a Hawk.
He only played like 89 games, right?
Yeah,
81.
God damn, we are so close to being nailed on all of them. All those tic-tac-toes are getting us fucking tied.
Yeah, right? It's crazy because his rookie year, he was on the all-rookie team, and he was third in Calder voting.
Jesus.
But it wasn't a good season.
I was going to say, like...
He was 17-23-1 and had an 8.91 save percentage and a 3.84 goals against average.
Man, that was a tough rookie class.
I was saying, nah, studs in that class. Holy shit.
Oh, wait. Are you... 87, 88... Oh my God. It pulled up the NHL, all the awards. I thought it was just the Calder Trophy, and it's just like Lemieux. It's like he was third to Lemieux. What? No, that's not. That was the Hart. Joe Nieuwendyk won the Calder that year, and then Ray Shepard from Buffalo came in second. Brett Hull was in fifth.
Jesus.
What the fuck? He had 32 goals, 32 assists for 64 points, and finished behind Darren Payne. Oh my God, dude. That's hilarious.
80s were a wild time.
Yeah, they were, man.
It literally was the Wild West of hockey.
Yeah, it really was.
Jesus.
That's so funny. I love it.
All right. Well, we didn't really recap the season or talk about the Hawks season at all once the season came to a close, because we just got right into playoff mode and focusing on the draft lottery and all that kind of stuff. So we'll touch on a little bit. I mean, we all know what happened. Hawks did not win a lot of hockey games, clearly, because we won the first overall pick. So, Noli,
we won the right thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
You brought up the good thing of, you ask it.
Well, I mean, there's not much to talk about from the season, but going forward, there's a lot to talk about. So I was just wondering, I was just thinking, like one word to describe this season, what would you guys give it? Like, what would your one word to be?
Well, I was saying success because
in a weird sense,
we did it. It's done. Like, oh my God. I guess you could also say like weird.
I'll piggyback mine off of yours there. I say hope. Like,
oh, okay. Thanks, Obama.
Well,
what is this, 2008? Go on.
Yeah. But no, so the reason I think that, because it's like, yeah, we didn't win hockey games. It wasn't like a successful season in terms of win losses and all that kind of stuff. But after what we've dealt with for the past, the Stan Bowman era, where, there really wasn't a set game plan, where everything changed.
He had to bring him in.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but like, I have to, because it's like, there was never a set game plan, because like his last year, look at it. He goes on the media tour talking about how we're doing we're retooling. We're not going to go crazy. We're going to try to rebuild our prospect pool. And that turns into trading for Seth Jones, signing Marc-Andre Fleury, all this kind of stuff. What's that?
Trade for Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, it's like
trade for Seth Jones.
And it trades
Tyler Johnson as well.
With Kyle,
he's like, this is the one that's gonna bring us back to glory.
But then seeing Kyle Davison sticking to his guns and in the plan he's putting out there, that's got to give you hope for that this team is going to get back up to being a Stanley Cup contender. It's not going to be next year. It's not going to be the year following, but it's going to be a lot sooner than a lot of people thought. And it's a big thing to do is because of Kyle Davison and how he's setting up this team. And then also it's like
himself.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is Coach Richardson and putting identity onto the on ice product and setting this team up to have systems in place. And like I said, identity that we haven't had since the Q era. Like we had that weird period with Carlton where it's like, who was really in charge there? And there was nothing going on.
Waiting for his like awkward first season to end, and then it just never ended, where we realized he didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Yeah, no, I was gonna kind of go along the lines of what you said, Jarom. I was gonna say confidence, confident in Davidson. I'm confident in Richardson as a coach. Like he's proven like he knows what he's doing, and he's getting these players, the best out of the players. And I'm also confident that the Hawks are getting Connor Bedard. So I would just say going forward, man.
Even just going off of like what with Richardson too, is like this team got beat down a lot. They were in like almost every game though.
Yeah.
And not once did I ever feel like, yeah, this team doesn't care anymore, because every game they played fucking hard as hell. And he got them to do that with a incredibly losing record, which is just like so impressive, because you can see
every win.
You can feel the defeat when teams have it.
Yeah,
and the Hawks never really had it.
No, you know Davidson was up in the press box like every win, like fuck Richardson, no, come on.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say
Like,
there was
really
times
watching
I
the
think this team was
standings.
feeling it too well, and
Yeah.
like when we started the season, when they started, what was it like 4-0-1 or something like that, or like they had like
Everybody's like, are we good?
yeah.
And then the next 10 games that we were like, no.
Yeah. But it's like
Then
like
we're
you
back to where we thought we were.
Yeah.
like you said, I think you could count on two hands the times that we were actually blown out in hockey games this season.
Yeah.
Like
it was both against Seattle. Whoa, hello.
But
sorry.
yeah,
my screen like changed for a second because I got like a weird notification. I thought that the meeting ended.
oh.
But yeah, it was both against Seattle. That's what it was.
in Boston that one game.
And then we got them back.
Boston.
Yeah, eat it.
And we beat Pittsburgh, so that's fun.
Exactly.
And changed hockey history in the process. But
just like what's his name missing that empty netter.
Oh, Patrick Stefan.
Yeah.
Greatest.
To Landis, Patrick Kane, and then that's what Athanasiou got the contract for, because his goal is what gave Connor Bedard.
Was his the game winner?
Yeah.
I thought it was Buddy Robinson was the game winner.
Technically, I think it was Athanasiou, because it was like, what was it, like 5-3 or something like that?
Oh, man.
I'm trying to pull it up.
I remember looking at it before, and I swear I thought it was Buddy Robinson. Oh, man.
Go away.
I think it was Athanasiou.
Oh, man. I can't wait for the schedule to come out.
The more confidence you're showing in Buddy Robinson, like my confidence level's going down, but I'm still fairly confident.
Good.
Still fairly confident.
First goal, Connor Murphy, Malkin, Buddy Robinson, Athanasiou got the third one. So yeah.
What was the score of the game?
5-2.
5-2.
God, Athanasiou still has his LA team picture up.
That's so funny. They were probably like, "Oh, he's not going to be here long enough to like put the Hawks one up." But yeah, I mean, any other takeaways from the season?
Bring me the draft and bring me next season.
I'm glad like we knew the season wasn't going to go well, but it was still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And like really follow along. And I think this was also the first time in a while that we got to pay more attention to like the draft class coming up, because like it was going to be such a huge deal like this time. So
we can
now we're just it's so fucking stoked for it. It's gonna be great.
And I mean, I'm so glad that they brought Domi in, because he was one of the biggest highlights of the whole season.
Oh yeah,
just watching him play every night was a blast.
Athanasiou too, man. Like he had some of the most incredible goals of the season.
That's what I'm saying. He's got nasty. He's got crazy foot speed. Like his two-way play and his X's and O's aren't great, but it's fucking nasty.
He's fucking Luis Mendoza, buddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But he can stop.
But he can stop.
He's D3.
Not all the time. That's why he got so many penalties running into goalies.
It's true. He's D3 Luis Mendoza, where like he finally learned to stop, but it's still an iffy thing.
Still iffy.
All right. Any more you want to talk about the Blackhawks, or you want to move on to NHL?
Can't wait to go to the draft.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. NHL talk. What happened? Phil Kessel's a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. So
is Jonathan Quick and Alec Martinez.
The Phil, the Thrill, the Holy Mackinac has 3.
Yeah.
Is Jonathan Quick really? Does he meet the criteria for it?
Yeah, because he backed up.
Yeah, he backed up
the whole playoffs essentially.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, almost the whole playoffs. But the whole final he did.
Yeah, the whole final. So they're gonna have 4 goalies on the cup, which is fucking insane. They had 4 goalies on the ice celebrating. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's ever been done.
Yeah, usually you have like 1, 2, maybe.
Like
3 at the most, yeah.
2015 Hawks had 3. They had Darling, Ranta, and Crawford.
Crawford, yeah.
But like I really can't think of a 4. Like any team with 4. Wow.
What was
I would have said like maybe Pittsburgh, but like I don't know what they had, because they had Fleury. Did they have Jari and DeSmith and then Murray? No,
it
was just 3. Because I know Murray got in because like there was 2 injuries ahead of him, so I didn't know if there was a backup to him, or if somebody was like healed enough to just back up.
Light the lantern, the hockey playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can make a $5 bet and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Messages call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of the Boot Hills Casino and Resort. 21 plus in eligible states, but age varies by jurisdictions. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/hockey terms. Well, Nolan looks that up. Vegas wins in 5 games.
Dominating
14. Plus 14 in 5 games. Goal differential.
They won the clinching. The clinching game was 9-3. And let me ask, what was more anticlimactic, that entire game or the 2010 overtime goal? Did it go in? Did it not go in?
That one was fantastic. No, with the second that Vegas scored like a 4th goal, I was like, oh, okay. Like
the game was over halfway through the game.
Shut it down. Yeah.
I turned it off. I didn't even finish watching it.
Dude, I watched the celebrations and they showed the score that it was 9-3, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. It was a fucking blowout. I was just so like watching the celebration that I completely forgot what the score was, like 10 minutes.
The last 40 seconds, they just stood there. And then they all jumped on the ice with like 10 seconds left. And I was really hoping that like one of the refs would just blow the whistle. I'm like, too many men. Get the fuck out of here. It would have been so good. But yeah, it's just upsetting because, like, I mean, obviously afterwards, like the injuries came out and Florida was just destroyed with injuries. Because that's exactly what we actually talked about pre-playoffs, that like the East was going to just murder themselves. Mm-hmm. And then whoever came out of the West was probably just going to sweep it up and just be like, okay, like, thanks.
But was that the case? Was that really the case though? Like, do you think even if Florida was healthy, like Vegas, I feel like I know we're not Vegas guys, like we're not fans of Vegas, but it's like they are on paper. I mean, they're a great team. They have, they're a fantastic team.
16 million, 14 million over the cap. Through the playoffs.
But it's like, do you think Florida even had a chance against Vegas, even if they're healthy?
I think that they definitely would have had a better chance. That team was like streaking. I think that what hurt them too was sweeping Carolina and being off for so long, because they were riding high after each of the first 2 playoff series wins.
Yeah. Also, they touched the trophy after winning the conference finals, and Vegas didn't.
So that's
just saying. Some people say that means something.
No, because in the East, the only team that hasn't gotten that right was last year's Tampa team. Since like 2016, since Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh touched it in 2016, 2017.
Back to back now. Go back to not touching.
Washington. Wait, is it Washington after Pittsburgh? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
And then Boston didn't touch it. They lost to the Blues.
Yeah.
And then Tampa touched it.
Because they didn't touch it in 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're in the West, don't touch it.
Don't touch it. No touching. No touching. No touching.
No, Colorado didn't touch it last year? Or did they?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It really doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't.
I only
hockey
saw
and our stupid superstitions.
Yeah.
I only saw Fleury and Murray on both the cups.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Did you see Marcius though? Went up to Stone when they were like bringing the cup out, and he's like, "Hey, Stoner, you can touch this one." Because I guess Stone went up to Marchessault and was like, when they won the West, and was like, "We're not touching it." And Marchessault was like, "No, we're not touching it." And he's like, like, why not? And he's like, because we touched it last time we lost. We're not fucking touching it. So then, yeah, when the cup came out, I was like, we can touch this one. It's cool.
I did like they passed it around to the original Vegas guys. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Colorado did touch it.
They did. Okay.
There you have it.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Did you see the video of Marcia Show in the locker room with the Conn Smythe trophy? And he's like, "Hey, what do I do with this? Where do I put this?"
Just standing there.
Yeah, he goes, "You guys don't just stand there. Actually, come here and help me."
Did you see the video of everybody in the locker room already and Stone walking in with the cup and everybody just spraying him? Like, that has to be one of the best feelings in the world. Like, coming into the locker room where it's just the boys again after being with your family and everybody just showering you and you got the cup. Like, oh my God.
Between that and just the whole tradition of the Stanley Cup, like, I don't even know how you can even make an argument that it's not the best trophy and the best celebration and the best presentation in all of sports.
You also don't celebrate each round that you win because it's more than just a round.
I had to look this up, but it's every single time talk about like March or so, I think about this Twitter rant that he had where he just kept telling everybody to stop wasting his time. I had to look it up because I want to know exactly what it was, but it was like after he got called for diving or something like that, people were like really shitting on him, and then he had comments like, "Shut the fuck up, little dick, and go suck your mummy's whatever or something, and stop wasting my time." Another commenter asked if he's playing soccer, and he says, "Your dog is as ugly as you. Don't waste my time again." It's just so fucking funny. His whole rant is just always ends with, "Stop wasting my time. Don't waste my time."
But Florida got rid of him. They're like, this guy's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, you're such a weirdo. Oh, it's so funny though.
We glanced over the injuries. Do you have that list of injuries still, Tanner?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so far it's just Florida. I literally have no clue if there was anybody injured on Vegas because it definitely did not look like it. But the biggest one was Matthew Tkachuk. I'm sure everybody's heard. If you haven't heard, fractured his fucking sternum in Game 3. Played Game 4 where he had to be helped getting his equipment on, and then was that the game that no.
Game 3 when he came back.
That's the game that they won. Was Game 3?
Yeah,
he scored the tying goal and sent it to overtime. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And then Game 4, he had that he was in the slot with a second left and got a shot off. Almost it too.
And it was just a little too late, but it was insane. Yeah. And then Ekblad was playing with a broken foot that he suffered in the Boston series, plus 2 shoulder dislocations and an oblique tear. And I guess that was all during Boston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then apparently Sam Bennett was injured. It doesn't really say. And then also Radko Gudas was playing with a high ankle sprain. And those are some of their big tough guys too. It's just playing completely.
I mean, going back to what you were saying, would Florida have had a chance? Dude, everything, they live and die by Tkachuk. They really, when he's fucking playing, the rest of the motor's just running on everybody. If he's getting grimy and he's doing what he does, Bennett's out there doing the same thing. Reinhardt's out there doing the same thing. Gudas is getting in people's faces. That's what they do. And as soon Game 4, Tkachuk was chipping the puck in and avoiding hits as much as possible. Obviously, because he fucking broke his sternum and couldn't even get his chest protector on by himself. So not seeing him do that, plus all these other guys are hurt, it kind of just pushes them off. It just throws them off their own game, and it's just once they stopped playing that kind of game and getting into guys' heads, that's when they lost it. And not only that, but Vegas had so many veterans. They had so many guys that won cups before, and they knew not to get into the shit. Where Boston, they have a couple of guys that have won a cup, but overall, they really don't have a ton of guys like Vegas does, honestly. And Toronto obviously didn't have a ton of experience. They finally got out of the first round, and then Carolina, they don't have a ton of experience there either. Florida's gotten everybody's head, but once they hit Vegas, Vegas is we're here to win the cup. Like, I don't care what you do.
Completely forgot that Montour also had a torn labrum.
Yeah, Montour too. Yeah, I mean
that's the other one.
God
and he
damn.
was a beast. He's the one that tied the game in Game 7 against Boston. He was just a monster. Played 60 minutes on the ice in Game 1 against Carolina. Like, just smiling away. He's insane. I can't wait to see what he does next year. He exploded these playoffs, and he had an amazing season this year too. He's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, he was on my fantasy team, having a great year. But I mean, like, Ekblad fighting through all that, and he scores the first goal for Florida in Game 5. Like, these guys it's just crazy what they can do. And Montour scored Game 4, I'm pretty sure too. Like,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's just.
Was Montour's goal the one that got ricocheted, or was that Ekblad's?
Yeah. No,
that was Montour's. That was just like ping, ping, ping.
Like, he scored, but like
the crazy thing is too, like Game 4 could have easily gone to Florida just as much as it went to Vegas. Like, it came down to the last like few seconds that they actually shut it down. But they scored 2. They were down 3-0, scored 2, and like we're just right back into it.
They went 0 for 14 on the power play this series.
Oh yeah, their power play was trash. But the thing with Vegas too, like that they did extremely well, and they did it all year, was they blocked like a million fucking shots. Dude, they literally do not let anybody in the slot. They're so good defensively, and then they're also, like we said, like they're just so disciplined. So even getting 14 power plays, like for Florida, like that's a lot, but like that's probably the most that they had like the entire playoffs.
And not only blocking shots, but sticks in lanes, dude. Like, passes were hard to come across. Like, once you got in that defensive zone, like, it was hard to move the puck. Just their sticks are just right where they're supposed to be. Eichel was a madman with blocking lanes. Like, it was crazy watching it. And it's funny, like, just talking about Eichel, like, I feel like his whole perception from Buffalo to Vegas, like he threw out the Ryan O'Reilly quote where, like, I found my love for the game again.
Yeah. Like he actually wanted to come to the rink.
Right. Like, it's just, oh man, it's crazy. And like, he was unbelievable these playoffs. Like, I'm not a big Vegas guy. I was never a big Eichel guy, but man, he had a fucking run.
What was the list of like players from like the 2017 Buffalo team that have gone on to like succeed?
Oh my God, I don't even.
Is it Ryan O'Reilly on it? And then Jack Eichel, Linus Ullmark was the goalie who just he's gonna win the Vezina. Who else did they have? Reinhardt. Fucking. I feel like there's more. I don't know. They also they had Buffalo had Brandon Montour. They traded him to Florida.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like ex-Buffalo guys like in these playoffs.
What year was it? 2017?
I think it was 2017. That's what I saw. It was just like, it's just crazy. Oh man, how about Game 5, obviously, in our group chat, when Florida's just getting demolished, and we're just talking about how
Evander
Kane, yeah, he's also on the team. About how like there's so many guys on Florida that just didn't show up, and talking about like for Hagee, but like even though he scored the game winner, like that was about all he did that entire series. Reinhardt not doing anything, Sam Bennett not doing anything, Ekblad not doing much, and I just go, man, the fucking 2014 draft class just really showing off that they fucking aren't shit. And then Ekblad, Reinhardt, and Bennett
all score.
All score. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like if they collected any more guys from the 2014 draft class, if they had
10 guys.
10 guys, they would have won that game.
They would have won. They all would have scored.
They would have all scored and just been like, shut the fuck
up. Zach Bogosian was on that team. Jake McCabe.
Yep.
Robin Leonard, Ullmark, Evan Rodriguez.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So funny. Yeah, I don't know. Whether they
I wish it was a better series. I really do.
Say, if they were healthy, it definitely would have been a better series. And the way these playoffs went, like these playoffs were so much fun. There were so many new guys, new teams that had breakouts, and it just made it so much fun. And just like the way it ended, it just made it like it's just made it suck. I feel like because and it's all like recency bias because all that I can really remember now is the final, and it's like it wasn't.
Right. It reminds me of almost of like 2014, where holy shit, what a series! Like Hawks in LA, and then LA goes out and plays the Rangers and wins in 5. Just absolutely destroys them.
Rangers didn't stand a chance. Like
it was. Oh my god. Do you think that Carolina would have had any better of a chance against Vegas?
I don't know. I think this was just Vegas's cup to lose at this point. I don't think there was anything that was gonna change this outcome.
If they were gonna get knocked out, it was gonna be by somebody in the West.
Yeah. And I mean the West was the only ones that came kind of close. I don't think they went even game 7 in any of their series. God, they went 5 against Winnipeg, 6 against Edmonton, and 6 against Dallas.
Sounds right. Yeah,
that does sound right. Yeah.
Just kind of speaking about the playoffs as a whole, like, what are some of your favorite moments?
I think the Florida run was unbelievable. I mean, just watching coming back from 3-1, down 3-1 against Boston, and then I know that's Sassuolo, but going through, like, everybody was kind of feeling like the second Toronto got past that first round, it was like, look out for Toronto kind of thing. And Florida,
like their cup to lose.
Everybody got written off. Everybody writ off Florida in that one too. And here they come. They fucking walk through that one again. And then it's Carolina and all that kind of stuff.
Me and Dicer watched game 6 against Tampa together. And I was saying I wanted Boston. He's like, no, you want Florida. I was like, dude, I don't know, man. If they get past Boston, like, I'm scared. Like, I'd rather play Boston. I'd rather go through Boston. Like, if you end up losing to Boston, it's like they got our number again. But like, I don't know. Like, you get off that high of finally winning that series, and you play Boston. That's your next like rival. Like, that's your next like mountain to climb. It would have been so much better. It would have been more in their heads. But as soon as it was Florida, I was like, dude, I really thought the Leafs were still going to do it, but man, Florida was on a run.
I think they needed Boston.
Yeah.
I think that is the beast they have to slay. Like, they got through that first one. Now it's like the boss level is getting through Boston.
It's like Washington had to go through Pittsburgh to get to the top.
Yeah.
But like, it was like, as soon as Florida won, it went from, oh man, Leafs have to get past the Bruins to go to the next round, to Florida can do this. Like, they switch. Like, this script was completely flipped. Yeah, like, that was a great run. Honestly, like, one of my big stories out of this was New Jersey's for real, man. Like, we'll see what their goaltending's like next year, but man, New Jersey's for real. Jack Hughes is for real. Like, that's gonna be a fun team to watch.
Seattle taking out the Cup champs.
Just
fucking wait. They went 7 against Dallas, right? That was 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They lost 2-0.
Wyatt Johnston's goal.
That backhander.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Goal of the playoffs, I think, by far.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
Didn't Pasta go between the legs against Florida?
Yeah, he did.
I think they lost that game, too.
I think they did. I think that was like game 5, maybe, or 6.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was insane. Oh man, there was so many really good goals. The Matthew Tkachuk celebration of OT winner, game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, where he's just like, hit the door.
Game 1 and game 2, right?
Yeah.
He did it back to back, and he's just like, 10, let's go.
Well, the one in game 2 was much quicker, and it was just a tap in, point to the door, and like, let's go. You fucking love it. I think also just the emergence of Matthew Tkachuk as just a supreme superstar.
Yeah.
And I mentioned in our group chat, but I wouldn't put it against him to win the Hart next year. Because could you imagine being like the heart and soul of the team, basically dragging them to the fucking Stanley Cup Final, and you watch them lose?
Dude, if playoffs was a consideration for that trophy, like, I think he wins it this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to easily put up over 100 points again next year. So, like, he'll be up there for, like, Hart consideration, and I guarantee, like, he will be a top 3. I think he might get it. That kid's got so much drive. Fucking, it's going to be scary how good next year he will be.
That team runs through him. Like, it absolutely runs through him. Another thing, McDavid and Draisaitl just being McDavid and Draisaitl. Draisaitl still is tied for the most goals in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Him and Marchessault both have 13.
He had 13 goals in like 6 games.
Yeah. And he only played 2 rounds. Like,
yeah. That's what happens every year with them. They lead the playoffs in points. And then it comes to like the last game of the Stanley Cup Final that like somebody finally passes one of them.
So he was tied with Marchessault in goals, and he only had 7 less points in 10 less games with the Conn Smythe winner.
Can you imagine if they were competent enough to build the right team around them?
I know. It'd be scary.
God. Yeah. Davidson, take a note on what they're doing with McDavid and Draisaitl up there.
Yeah, how excited.
Opposite with Bedard and whoever the Bedard's number 2 is going to be. Like,
I'm so excited that we're going to have Bedard, and then I mean, we're going to have our own German that's going to play alongside him too. It's just like, dude, picture perfect. Like, let's fucking go.
Let's have him have like a couple like okay years, sign him to a really good deal, and then have side on numbers.
He's only 8.5 for 8 years, and then everybody's like, this guy's like second in the league in points. What the fuck?
Everybody's like, why did you sign him to that? And then a year later, they're like, where did he come from? How is he on this good of a deal? Yeah, give me all of that.
Yeah, that's that stuff I want. The non-playoff success, I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And don't trade for like a Mike Smith or a Duncan Keith. Like,
don't keep giving Mike Smith multiple year contracts.
We're not gonna
bring Nico Koskinen or whatever.
Yeah, oh god. A 40-year-old tandem. It's like, yeah, this is how we'll succeed.
Look that. Piggybacking off of what you said though too, Noli, about New Jersey being for real. How about just the fact that the parity among the league is getting so much better that we're getting fresh looks and new teams that are competing.
I love the turnover.
Yeah, like it's not the same 4 or 5 teams every single year now. I feel like we're starting to see, more teams be competitive, and it's like there's a big separation from the really bad teams and the really good teams. So it's like the bottom 5, bottom 6 or whatever. Yeah, they're really bad, but everybody else was kind of within striking distance of a playoff spot up until the last couple weeks of the season.
That's what I always love too, is that last like wild card push. You get the games like the Hawks in Pittsburgh, man. Like the ones that like don't think that are gonna matter at the end of the year. Like when you look at the schedule, it ends up having like huge playoff implications for some people.
I mean, Calgary just shit the bed. Like it was, at the end of the year, it was like who really doesn't want this spot? Because like Winnipeg was playing like shit, Calgary was playing like shit. Like it was just
Winnipeg was in first in the West in January.
Yeah.
And barely made the playoffs.
The only division that doesn't
see you later, Hellebuck.
Yeah. Buffalo. The only thing that doesn't change is Atlantic. It's Boston, Toronto, Tampa. But I think going forward, it's time. I think it's time. I think Florida, look out for Ottawa, especially with their new ownership, and
Buffalo,
man.
Buffalo, I think, has the chance to make like the biggest leap this upcoming season, depending on what they do this offseason, which is just get a fucking goalie.
Get a goalie. It's all you need is a goalie. And there's 2 big ones that everybody's like, you probably could trade for them.
Yeah. And oh my god, if they do not get Gibson, I'm gonna like.
If they don't get Gibson, but they get Hellebuck, you'd be okay.
Yeah, but the thing that makes so much more sense though is Gibson's younger and he's on term with a better deal. If you're gonna get Hellebuck, you're gonna have to sign him again next year, or you're gonna wait this year out, sign him in the offseason, and he's gonna be making $8-9 million. To me, it's a no fucking brainer. Use your fucking assets, like your draft capital, and send it to Anaheim for whatever the fuck they want, and get Gibson in there, and then make a playoff run.
And obviously, I don't even know what's going on in Anaheim, because I feel like they have so many key players that like young studs that could be playing, but they just sucked ass this year. Like they were so bad, and I feel so bad for Gibson. Like he's such a good goalie, and they've been so bad around him for so long.
Yeah, it's like he came into the team at the tail end of them being good.
Yeah,
because like 2015, they were right on the doorstep as well. And then downhill.
Going into, as it season ends, the way too early prediction betting odds for the Stanley Cup Final comes out. DraftKings Sportsbook promo code THPN. Colorado is the favorite right now, plus 750.
No.
Vegas is plus 1,300 to repeat. And Florida is plus 1,700.
I mean, throwing on Vegas wouldn't be bad, but I just want to know how they're gonna figure out the cap and bring somebody in for the playoffs like they did this year to fucking
like who's gonna become like the injury, like who's gonna be the injured guy that takes the hit so that
and like you said, nobody has come out with an injury so far from Vegas, so it's still up for grabs.
Fucking Mark Stone comes in with a broken back and gets a hat trick in the game in the Stanley Cup clinching game. Like, okay,
he lifted that cup up with some ease.
Yeah, right.
I also love how you can draft or bet on the draft, and they just don't even give you an option for first overall. Like you can't even put anything on Bedard going first overall
because that's easy money. That's just guaranteed money.
No, you have to put like $1,000 down to get like a quarterback.
Hey, that's a free quarter, baby.
It's a free quarter. Yeah, it'd probably be like minus like 10,000. It'd be fucking not worth it at all.
Yeah, but if you had that money, you could easily just make, like, if I had $1 million, I'd be like, all right, $1 million on Connor Bedard. It's like, cool.
Yeah, but if the off chance they don't take
you have to launder some
like $100.
Hey, do you have to launder some money? Put it on Connor Bedard.
$100 overall. Money? Yeah, sure.
I'm wondering.
You're a low end drug dealer there, Jarom.
Yeah, right. With the off season coming up, obviously, and like with not knowing what the teams are going to look like, we already know the cap situation for a lot of teams, but like, what's our buddy future considerations going to be looking like this year?
I'm a little disappointed Vegas that didn't get more of a reaction in the group chat. I'm a little disappointed.
Honestly, I read it and I was like, what? And I locked my phone. I go, oh, that's funny. After I locked my phone, I was like, I'm not opening it back up.
Damn it.
It's like Vegas is going to future consideration somebody. I think it's probably going to be Robin Lehner. Like, why would you hold on to your fifth goalie that's making the most money?
He's bankrupt too.
They need to. Yeah,
is he ever going to play again though?
They're like, I don't know, but
he could be the LTIR.
They likely are going to want to sign Aiden Hill because, he had an unbelievable playoff, but then you don't have any money for like anybody else because they literally have like, what, $3.5 million.
Yeah, where are they at technically now?
Right now, 80. They're at 80. But that's with Robin Lehner on them too.
It makes sense just to buy Lehner out.
That's a lot of money.
I feel like you don't really see a lot of cap strap teams buying out players. Like they'll probably end up trading his contract.
But do they even what do they have to trade for a team to take on Lehner? That's what I'm wondering because they don't have draft picks.
Talk to Arizona.
They got all 3 first rounders.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, their next 3 first rounders. It's not. It's going to be, obviously 32 this year, but still.
Yeah.
Well, that's like they're going to keep their first round pick anyway, whoever they draft. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too. Also, Jack Eichel, first $10 million player to win a Stanley Cup.
You did it.
Yay.
Greatest cup of coffee.
Jack Eichel just undefeated in the playoffs. It's crazy.
Fucking four series wins, and McDavid has 5 series wins and no cups.
McDavid is shit. It's all about Eichel, baby.
It's the American borns.
You got anything else?
Well, who do you think's going to win the cup next year before any offseason, anything?
I'm going to be stupid. I'm going to say Toronto. Big middle finger to Dubas.
We all know. We all know Pittsburgh's going to do it with Dubas behind the bench.
Oh,
yeah, Pittsburgh's going to do it before Toronto does.
Oh God.
I call them phonies, and I don't believe in them. But I'm just gonna say Dallas.
Okay. Maybe the Rangers.
It depends. Like, I like the Rangers. It just depends on who they bring back, or like how they feel. Do they bring back Tarasenko? Do they bring back Kane?
I don't think they bring back Kane. I think they bring back Tarasenko, and I think that's gonna be a better fit. Not having Kane there.
Yeah.
I think getting Kane actually made it work.
Them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to re-sign Lafreniere. They have to re-sign Andre Miller.
Well,
they need a backup.
They're going to trade Lafreniere.
Are they?
That's what they keep saying. Like to Seattle.
It's not Stanley Cup pick, but I think New Jersey next year is going to have their 08-09 Blackhawk moment.
You think so? Go to the conference final.
Mm-hmm.
Conference final action.
I mean, it's hard to like discredit Carolina anytime.
Yeah, well, they can't get a fucking win in the conference final. Yeah,
they can't get a healthy Svechnikov to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well,
and aren't all their goalies up too this year?
Yeah, they have Kochetkov signed, Svechnikov signed. They have a lot of guys that are up, but they also have $24 million plus in cap space.
Colorado's the favorite, Toronto's second, Edmonton's third, Carolina's fourth. Carolina, New Jersey, Tampa Bay, Vegas are all tied with the same odds. Boston's at 1,400. New York, Florida, Dallas, LA, Calgary, Minnesota, Pittsburgh.
Where are the Hawks?
Hawks are plus 15,000.
Oh,
$2, baby.
Put some money on it.
$5.
No, sorry, they're plus 10,000. So a $5 bet wins you $500.
Bang. And a Stanley Cup.
I got
fucking
$10.
Bedard, baby. The Bedard effect.
Wow, this guy's fucking made of money.
Oh man. All right, before we wrap up, what?
The real question. Where's Arizona?
Oh. Mullet Arena.
And I don't mean Stanley Cup wise. Where are they located? Like actually next season. That's what I want.
I mean, next season they're still playing Mullet Arena. Now the following season, that's the question.
Did you see?
I thought they were locked into Mullet for a couple more.
I think it was 2 more.
Yeah, but I think if they can't find a stadium in Arizona, what's the point of keep playing there?
Did you see Vermelka came out and was ripping on them, like talking about how they couldn't even sell out a 5,000 seat arena, and he's like, "It's
Vermelka."
Yeah, he's like, tickets are $160 in a college campus, like, but like we still can't sell it out. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
I don't think a single game was sold out this year. The pricing is stupid. $160 for the cheapest ticket at a uni arena. Plus, we also don't play. We haven't played well, so there's that.
Yeah. That's fucking perfect. Just ripped apart everything. Stupid arena. Prices are terrible. We suck.
He didn't have a bad year.
No, he played well. Yeah.
Him and Clayton Keller, man, that's the whole reason they weren't in the dead last.
Talk about, I mean, going back to just the regular season. Well, I guess we didn't really talk about it, but like Clayton Keller had a fucking breakout year too.
Oh yeah,
88 points this year. Like the kid's a stud.
It's a shame. Didn't they? Oh fuck! What's his, Logan Cooley? Didn't he say he's going back to college this next season?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, he could play in the college arena still if he wanted to join Arizona, but like.
No, they said that arena is smaller than his college arena.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Because he's in Minnesota. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That rink's better than like most NHL rinks.
Yeah. I think North Dakota is the top, but Minnesota's got to be like right up there.
Yeah. Man, Arizona, if they can be good, that'd be cool. Like Clayton Keller deserves to be on like after that season, man, like that kid needs to have some success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel for those guys, man.
Otherwise, he's just gonna get traded out of there like the rest of them do.
Yeah, just at way too old though. Like OEL, just like he gets traded to Vancouver, and then he's like, I'm gassed from carrying a team for 12 years. Like
gets to Vancouver immediately, they want to buy him out or trade him for
assets.
Or they're trying to offload his contract.
Hilarious.
All right. Predictions from
NHL just keeps doing the same things over and over again. It's
quick
great.
recap. Predictions from beginning of the season for me and Tanner.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The Stanley Cup matchup. Tanner had Tampa Bay versus Edmonton, with Tampa Bay winning for the three-peat.
Right.
I had New York versus Calgary.
It's not three-peat.
Or sorry, yeah,
For 3 and
You're
4.
Right. 3 and 4. I had New York versus Calgary, with New York winning the cup.
Hey.
Trophy winners. Hart, I had Matthews. You had McDavid. Vezina, I had Campbell. You had
Jack. I had who?
Jack Campbell.
Okay.
You had UC Saros.
Okay, that's not bad.
Dude, okay, honestly, Saros, that poor bastard, he should absolutely be up for the Vezina. Like,
oh yeah,
his stats are unbelievable, and his like saves above expected are just insane.
Yeah,
it's
good. And then
He's
Norris Trophy, you had Cale Makar, and I had Quinn Hughes.
There you go. Quinn Hughes had a good season.
Love that Western Conference, don't you?
Yeah.
Bold takes. I had Yzerman brings to bring it to Detroit, and Detroit knocks out Toronto in the first round. That was my 2 bold takes. Tanner, Huberdeau wins the Hart and the Art Ross Trophy.
That was good.
You had it flipped. It should have been Kachuk.
Yeah, right.
You would have been way closer.
I would have been, yeah, absolutely.
And you had Sorkin will outplay Shesterkin.
Which happened.
Which did happen.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, absolutely.
So out of all that, we got 1 total right.
And you were barely off with the whole Huberdeau. If you would have just like Kachuk would have been close. And then Jarom, I think you're 1 year off from DeBrincat going to Detroit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, I guess this offseason counts as next year, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Just proving I've been pushing this to bring it to Detroit for a while. I mean, I've been hammering this one. So
you said that you would like to go there.
So all right. You guys got anything else?
Detroit's got 2 first-rounders, don't they?
They have a lot of draft picks. And apparently they only have interest in re-signing Suter.
Oh,
everybody else they're letting walk, including RFAs.
Oh, wow.
Really? Why? Who are they going to go after? They're going to load up on fucking... Well, I guess they don't have a ton.
Matt Luff, Joe Veleno, and Gustav Lindstrom, if that's the only RFAs they're going to let walk that were on the team, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, 26, 24, 23 years old, I mean...
Yeah, honestly, like, Yzerman probably knows exactly what he's doing.
I shouldn't
He's got
that.
He's got I mean, this is the time I think these like the rebuilds to a point where it's like, all right, let's fucking. But I'm just curious if anything changes with the owner in Ottawa, if that changes anything for DeBrincat's plans, because it kind of sounded like the only question he had was what was going on with ownership.
Yeah, because I mean, it seems like obviously you want to know who the owner is, what they're like, and where they're.
But then didn't he come out saying he's not sure he wants to stay in Canada for the next 8 years?
I don't know exactly. I mean, that was said. I
hear a lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't know what is legitimate and all that kind of stuff because so, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But,
all
right, episode 220, episode 227. Tanner, what do you want to call it?
Viva Las Vegas. Why not? They deserved it, I guess. I still can't like fully give it to them because it's like they just upset me so much. It's not even the team. It's not even the players that upset me. It's the fact that their management just shits on players that they've had and circumvents the cap like crazy.
No loyalty.
But the players are completely cool. Like
yeah. That's why the original 6 Misfits got the cup first. It was like, wow, you guys made it. You did.
Yeah, right.
You're the ones that didn't get tossed to the curb.
Right, Jesus. The fact that they toss Fleury, they toss Pacioretty, they fucking it doesn't matter. Like it's so business for them that it's crazy. It's weird. It's weird to be a fan of that team when it's like, how are you so certain that your favorite player on the team doesn't just get tossed? Like
they gave Montreal their captain Nick Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. For Pacioretty too, right? Wasn't that part of the Pacioretty trade?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn. Yep. All right. Well, episode 227 Viva Las Vegas. Make sure to follow the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you listen to podcasts, social media at WCB Podcast. DraftKings promo code THPN that works for the sportsbook and the daily fantasy. Other than that, we will see you on the next one.
Oh, I just came up with a better name.
What? What is it?
Phil the Threell. For 3 cups, baby.
Okay. Yeah, I like that better.
Like, yeah, absolutely. That's better.
All right, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.